Hello friends, I'm Anita and I'm back with another video. Since I have this week off, I have to do a couple of things down at home. One of those things is I've decided is to sort of rearrange my bookcases because I have a lot of books, there's not room for them any longer, so I need to adjust how it looks and figure out if I need a new way of organizing my books. We'll see. So yeah. Now I just wanted to let you know what I have on my different shelves. Up here we have, it's sorted alphabetically more or less, and yeah, I don't know if I like this at this point, but it's the only way I can figure out how to make books fit. I might change it around a couple of times, but this is how it's going to be for now. We have up here we have a Danish fairy tale retelling by Kenneth Andersen. We also have another small novella by him called Lyses Hjertevind. We have Catherine Arden, Renee Adier, 3 books by her. And then we have Joe Abercrombie, Elizabeth Acevedo, Sarah Addison Allen, Tommy Adeyemi, Becky Albertalli, and Jennifer Ashley. Over here we have Robert Jackson Bennett, and we have Patricia Briggs. We also have Patricia Briggs in this and this one. But this one down here is, I can see it, it's Rachel Beck. Then we have Lee Bardugo with 2 books, and Alfred Bester. We have Demolished Man. And we have sound bites by Rachel K. Burke. Over here we have a Danish fantasy author called Tobias Stenbæk Bro. And then we have Alexandra Brown Cupcakes at Carrington's. The middle shelf is still my Harry Potter books. I haven't actually touched this one at all, so there's no reason to talk much about that one. Up here we have Ray Bradbury down here, continuing with the bees. I think with yeah, and then we have Anne Bishop with 3 of the other books. Hold on. I have To Want to Be a Wizard by Diane Duane. I know that's D in the middle of the C's, but it didn't really fit anywhere else. And we have Angela Carter, poetry collection. Then we have Dark Matter by Blake Crouch and The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco. We have the first 2 books by Sebastian de Castells in his Traitor's Blade series, which I need to get back to. I have Stories of Your Life and Others by Ted Chiang. And then we have the first 2 books in the School for Good and Evil series by Samantha Nani. And then we have Bad Unicorn. We have Aileen Cook, 2 books with Malice and The Hanging Girl. We have the first 3 books in the How to Train Your Dragon series by Cressida Carroll. We have Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. And then we have A Little Wanting Song by Jess Crowley, I think Catherine Crowley. Truth Witch by Susan Dennard, and then we have Nicholas Eames, Kings of the Wild, and then we have a Danish fantasy book called The Legacy of the Hearts, I think it would be translated like that, by Julie M. Day. Then we have Tom Fletcher's Christmas Stories and the Winter Witch, and Christmas Stories and the Danger Gang. No, the Danger Gang, just that. I have 2 more books, actually 3 more books. The 2 more books that I have read, but my sister has it. She borrowed it from me, but I haven't gotten it back. But I know she's taking care of it. It's fine. I'll get it back one day. Then we have Billy and Me by Joanna Fletcher. We have The Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna. Then we have Magician by Remedy Fikes. Then we have Mexican Gothic and Velvet Was the Night by Sylvia Morena Garcia. We have When We Were Alive, Magic by Sarah Gailey. And then we have the first 2 books in the Dark Days Club series by Alison Goodman. Or Lady Helen series, I think that's what it's called. I have the 3rd one, but I haven't read it. Then we have The Princess Bride by William Goldman. Fault in Our Stars by John Green. We have Malice Valor. John Gwynne, the first 2 books in that series. I need to get back to this. We have Rebel of the Sands, Goldstreak Island by Francis Hardin. We have hiding away in here, Graveside by Charlene Harris. We have City of Lies by Sam Hawke, The Fireman by Joel Hill, Sal and Gabby Breaks the Universe series by Carlos Hernandez. We have the first 2 books of the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. The middle shelf is my Masterwork collection. I haven't read all of them, not by any chance, and I really can't seem to fit all of them. I have one fantasy Masterwork, and that's The Forgotten Beast of Eld by Patricia McKillop. We have Eartha Bites, which is one of the only ones that I've read. We have Lathe of Heaven by Ursula Le Guin. We have The Science of Titan by Kurt Vonnegut. We have Monday Starts on Sunday by Arkady and Boris Strugatsky. We have Flowers of Fall Algernon by Daniel Keyes. We have Left Hand of the Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin. We have Rendezvous with Rama by Arthur C. Clarke. We have The Dispossessed, which is one of the ones that I have read. We have also by Ursula Le Guin. We have The Female Man by Joanna Russ. I have The World for World is Forced by Ursula K. Le Guin. We have Lucius Shepard's Life During Wartime. We have Grass by Shiri S. Tepper. We have Her Smoke Grows Up Forever by James Tiptree Jr. We have Fearsome Engine by Ian M. Banks. And we have To Say Nothing of the Dog by Colin Willis, the second book in the Oxford Time Travel series. I love the first one, so I'm happy I got that in the Masterwork. Sorry, I just had to change my batteries, but hopefully the shot is still okay. We have, moving on with Robin Hobb here, we have the last book in the first trilogy, Assassin's Quest, we have first 2 books in Life Ship Traders, and then we have Challenge Crossing, the first book in a Soldier Sun cycle. Then I have the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. Really enjoyed all of them. And we have a Danish fantasy series by Gry Kavel Jensen called the Rosenholm trilogy. This is actually in the process of being translated. It's picked up by Arctis Books, and it is expected to be translated into German and English. So be on the lookout for that. We have Diana Wynne Jones's Howl's Moving Castle, the first 2 books in that series. We have The Iron King by Julia Kagawa. Actually, in all honesty, this should just be on hold at some point. But we have All My Friends Are Superheroes by Andrew Kaufman, very fun little book. Illuminate by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. We have some Dark Hunter books. We have Fantasy Lover, Night Embrace and Dance with the Devil. We have a short story collection by Ellen Cleggs called Big Wonders. We have It by Stephen King in Danish, and The Stand by Stephen King. Definitely not in Danish. Down here we have more Stephen King books. We have Different Seasons, The Dead Zone, The Eyes of the Dragon, Night Shift, Pet Sematary, The Shining, and Skeleton Crew. Mostly I have only books that I like by Stephen King, but then I bought Skeleton Crew in the thoughts that I would going to love them because I've enjoyed previous short story collections, but I ended up hating it, so that's the only one I don't like. So now I know that. We have the first 3 books in the Lady Astronaut series, and also the ones that are currently published. Love them. This is one of my favorite sci-fi series. We have Shades of Milk and Honey, also by Mary Robinette Kowal. This is a historical fantasy series. I need to try and get the next books to figure out how I'm going to enjoy them, because I like this one but I didn't love it. Then we have A Spy in the House by Y.S. Lee, the first book in the Agency series. We have Bird Box by Josh Malman, and you have the Game of Thrones series, Song of Ice and Fire series by George R. R. Martin. We have The Novice by Tara Matharu. I have books 2 and 3 in this series as well, so should be moving on with it soon. We have also the first 2 books in the World of Lunaria series by L.L. McNeil, or L.L. McRae is actually her new author name. In the middle here we have some classics. I also have one more of those, but it's in another stack because I'm hoping to get around to reading that at some point soon. I don't know why I moved it. But I have Pride and Prejudice by Jane... Yeah, do I need to say the author's name? Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. We have Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I have read this one. We have The Tenant of Wellfield Hall by Anne Bronte. I have not read this one. We have Middlemarch by George Eliot. I have not read this one. And then we have North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. I have not read this one. Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice. I've read that one. On this shelf we have the 3rd book in the World of Lunaria series by L.L. McNeil. It couldn't fit with the others, so I'm a little sad about that actually. But this is my favorite book in the series so far that I've read. I also have Isa, which is the 4th book, so I need to move on with that. We have Vampire Academy series by Richard Mead. This one is taller than the other ones. Yeah, but I have a Frostbite. Yeah, all of these are Vampire Academy. Then we have the Bloodline series. Over here we have also Stormborn by Richard Mead, the first book in Dark Swan series, I think that's what it's called. Then I have Karen Marie Running book here because it looked better than on the other side, because I have 2 more books by hers here. We have the first 3 books in the Lunar Chronicles. I'm currently working on Winter, so that's why I haven't put more books here, because that will take up this much space. So I'm waiting around for that so I can fit in here when I'm done. But yeah, I have the first 3 books in the Fever series, and then we have Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. We have The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. We have a non-fiction biography thing of McFly. We have The Duchess War by Courtney Milan. We have A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. I don't like having that here, but it fit better than on the next shelf. Down here we have the Wayward Children books. We have the first 7. I have the 8th one, not ready yet, but I should be able to fit it in here once I'm done. We have Drink Deep by Colonial, the 5th or 4th book. In the Chicagoland Vampire series, we have the first book 2 and 3 of the same series, all by Colonial. We have Uprooted and Temeraire by Novinovik. This was okay, I love this one. So different in their writing styles. Yeah. The Rook by Daniel O'Malley. Then we have 2 classics here. We have Animal Farm and 1984 by George Orwell. We have Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. We have Hatchet by Gary Paulson. We have Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. And we have my Rick Riordan books, the Percy Jackson series and the Heroes of Olympus. I don't think they need a lot of talk. We have Trail of Lightning and a German book translated to Danish about scents and stuff, old apothecary stuff. In the middle we have my graphic works. I have the 2nd volume of the Valhalla collection, which has Valhalla 4, 5, and 6. We have Trevor Pratchett graphic novel, the 2 first novels in graphic novel form, Call of Magic and Life Fantastic. I haven't read this one. I started it, but I only read like a couple of pages, so I don't consider it started anyway. But I have read the original, but I haven't read the graphic work. I have Saga Volume 5, 6, and 7. I have Descender Volume 1, 2, and 3. Actually, there's 4. Oops, it should be here. But I haven't read the 4th volume yet, so I should move on that. We have Monstrous Volume 1 to 3. We have Aquacon Cove, Katie O'Neill. We have The Adventure Zone. We have Nimona, Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien 2, and Anya's Ghost and a Terry Pratchett. Actually a full novel called The Last Hero, but it's an illustrated edition. I read that one. And now, as you can see, oops, this is the last of the R's and the beginning of Terry Pratchett. We have 2 CD audio collections of Robin Hobbs, the first 3 books in this one, and books 6 to 10 in this audio collection. Then we have Red Mask by Kim Stanley Robinson. We have it's called Flappers Baby Scandal by Laurie Robinson. This is the 2nd book in Sisters of the Rowan Furnace, like a category romance. We have Fangirl and Attachment by Rainbow Rowell. We have Terry Pratchett. Like, I think they're more or less in order of serious reading in their size. I'm not sure. I know these are correct, but I'm a little unsure about this. But yeah, if you want to know my favorites of these, we have Night Watch, Thud. I also really like the last one, but actually Monstrous Regiment was a really wonderful book as well. But then we have the beginning of the mass markets. We have Call of Magic, Light Fantastic, Sorcery, Weird Sisters. And I have one that's missing because I'm reading it this month, so it'll go there in that stack. Down here we have the last of my Terry Pratchett collection and the start of the S's. These are my regular trade paperbacks of his. I feel like they fit in here. Yeah, and that's the thing with so many different editions. We have all of the remainder of the Terry Pratchett Discworld books, and then we have Good Omens, which is a collaboration with Neil Gaiman, but because it fit here, I felt like it fit here rather than with G. We have a short story collection, Tyranny of Petticoats. We have Aristotle and Dante. We have my Brandon Sanderson collection. I also have the 2nd book in this series, the spin-off Next Generation, Shadow Self. Then we have The Last Wish by Andrew Sapkowski. I do hope to get into more Witcher stuff, but I think I'm gonna listen to the audio. And here we have more S collection. We have John Scalzi, Fascination and the Collapsing Empire. We have V.E. Schwab or Victor Schwab's books, the ones that I own. Prefer these two over this. I have the first book in a Side Changing series, but I have, I think, books 2, 3, and 4. I'm working on book 2. We have the first trilogy in this series, World, by Maria V. Snyder. We have A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare, and then this first book in the next series in this Maria V. Snyder series, a Glass series, I think it's called. We have Born Wicked by Jessica Spotswood. I also own books 2 and 3 in this series and books 2 and 3 in that series. And yeah, in order to fit the rest of the books on these shelves and not go down to the bottom shelf yet, it's a little bit mishmash. And that's why actually some of the shelves looks a little bit more crammed than others. But I also consider if I should start double stacking. But I think next job will be that. Yeah. But we have the remainder of the S's here. We have Bram Stoker's Dracula. We have the first 2 bind-ups in the Revelation series by Michael J. Sullivan. We have, and then we're starting on the T's. We have The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. We have Torch Against the Night by Sabah Tahir. We have the first 3 Nevermore books. Can't wait for the 4th one. I think it must come out this year. And we have my J.R. Tolkien books. We have Lord of the Rings. We have The Hobbit. A Danish edition of The Lord of the Rings is this one. And then we have The Hobbit and all of the Lord of the Rings books. The Fellowship, The Ring, The Two Towers, The Return of the King. We have The Girl in 6E by A.R. Tor. The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. A Danish fantasy book called Pigen fra Fenmarken by Mikkel Vendelbo. I don't think this is going to be translated. We have Everything, and The Sun is Also a Star by Nicolai Yoon. We have Artemis by Andy Weir. We also have The Martian over there, a little further on. We have Slayer by Kirsten White. We have a Danish fantasy book called Memoryland. We have a Doomsday book by Colin Willis, and Dealing with Dragons by Patricia Shiri. Lovely 2 books. Actually, the 3 last books on this shelf is all 5-star books. So this was everything for me today. I hope you enjoyed this somewhat. I spent a couple of hours on this, so it's fine. I need to get lunch now. This was everything I had for you today. See ya in another video soon. Bye!